I've finally done something I have been meaning to do for a long time, and I've just put a deposit down on a tiny house trailer. So many times glued to YouTube watching videos of people building their own, making their own, tours of tiny houses. But yeah, so since I spent a lot of my life travelling, I never really settled down anywhere, and the thought of like buying a house and getting a mortgage just doesn't really appeal to me. So the next best step for me is to buy a tiny house, and I have been dreaming of this for ages. I've gotten to a point now where I'm just like, I'm just going to do it because time waits for no one. So yeah, so basically I've just put a deposit down on a tiny house trailer. It seems pretty nuts to be able to actually say that. It's taken a while to get to this point, considering I said travelling wise, and just because having somewhere to build it, because obviously in the UK planning permission is quite thorough, it's quite strict. So I debated building my tiny house at work. I'm allowed to because my bosses are great, but they asked me to double check once my tiny house got built would I be able to get it off site. So thankfully me and my friends, we built like a frame at the size of my tiny house would be. So I found the maybe options we could do that at my parents' house, or which is about an hour and a half away from where I work, or build it locally. Thankfully I am able to do that. It's not the biggest of spaces and it's not going to be the easiest place to build a tiny house, but I'm just going to roll with it. So yeah, so tomorrow I've hired a digger and it's going to clear out this little area where my tiny house is going to go. I'm not going to get the trailer until the end of January, beginning of February, but still I've got from now until then to plan it, like plan the size. I want to upcycle as many materials as I can, so it's a case of getting like some second-hand windows, building the structure of the frame around that. I'm going to plan to have 2 lofts, and obviously a little bathroom, kitchen, the living space, and I want a wood burning stove. So if I get all the materials together, get the wood, get all the equipment I'll need. And my bosses are amazing, and they have a whole knowledge base of building, so we'll have them on speed dial, and they said I can borrow their tools, which is amazing. I have put a drill on my Christmas list. Very few tools and very little knowledge in building. Building wise, the only thing, or I guess tool wise or handy-esque things I've done is behind me is I put up that shelving unit, which is one of the first things I've done. Me and my friends really got into gardening, and we spent an entire summer building vegetable boxes and growing things, which was great, and that's something else I want to do later in life, is have my own homestead, but one step at a time. So yeah, this tiny house build will be a humongous learning curve, especially in the UK where it's not such a big thing, a big movement in comparison to like New Zealand or Australia or America or Canada, but it is growing, and I've joined a few communities online, so hopefully I can learn a few things and go from there. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy but amazing learning experience. I can't wait to get started. But yeah, now I've got 2 months between now and getting the trailer and getting to work on it, which seems pretty crazy. But yeah, my plan is to keep like a video diary journal vlog thing of my journey from start to finish. Hopefully that will motivate me, and everyone watching will be, what's the word? I can't think what the word is, but you will be my, like, obviously I put the word out there so I can't go back on it. Put a comment down below if you are more articulate than I am and you know which word I mean. I don't know, but you will be my witnesses here and now to see that I get a little house, tiny house built. I hope you'll follow along with my journey and offer me any hints or tips. If you built a tiny house, what would you suggest me not doing? Like mistakes you found along the way, lessons you learnt building the house. But yeah, any help would be great. Thankfully I've got a few people to help me build the house, which I'm gonna need. But yeah, I am pretty excited. Like this journey's actually started. It's finally on a roll after so long. So the tiny house trailer I have bought is, well, it's 2.44 meters wide, which is the legal limit on a tiny house in the UK because our roads are quite small, and the length is going to be just over 6 meters. So yeah, my friend's brother is going to drop it off for me, but that's not going to be for a while. But yeah, they're the whips, so yeah, I need to upcycle some materials. So far the only thing I've got is 2 louvre doors, because the plan is that my bathroom door is going to be like on a runner and they're going to be the louvre doors. That's the plan. I have very few plans drawn up, but I've got a few ideas floating around in my head of what I want it to be. So yeah, we'll see. My eventual plan for my tiny house living will be to buy land, which will be a challenge in itself in the UK. So buy land and apply for planning permission for the tiny house. I know it's on wheels, but I will still need some kind of, I think there are some legalities involved if I do plan to live in it full time. So apply for planning permission, and I guess with that, what comes along with that is council tax and things like that. And then I guess start my own homestead and go from there. I have a few ideas beyond that, but for now it's tiny house, land, live on it, grow things. So yeah, we will see how that goes. But I like to think where there's a will, there's a way. I definitely got a will for this, but we will see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm going to learn a lot, which is really cool. So yeah, this will be the journey, the start of my journey to build my tiny house. Stay tuned. I'm actually pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie, at first when I started when I got to drive the digger, I was a bit nervous, but once I got going, I want a digger. It was so much fun going back and forth, scooping it up, dropping it off. Yeah, but yeah, I had good fun. I said a bath because I was pretty dirty, and so yeah, the first part, preparing the sites, almost done. Gonna go back tomorrow and finish it off and dig out a bit and then level it off. So there's still a bit more work to do. Then yeah, the trailer doesn't come for another 2 months, so I've got time to plan it, get the windows, get all the wood sorted and things, and then start the build. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit back, I think watch an episode of Mr. Robot chill. I just made pizza. So yeah, driving a digger is fun, and if anyone out there is considering it to improve like their garden or to dig something out, hire one. it was pretty scary. As I said, it's pretty scary at first because the guy just dropped off, gave me the key, and that was it. And I was like, okay. But then I just got in the seat and went for it, and then yeah, no, it was. I'm glad I did it, and it's phase 1 of preparing the site almost done. I'm getting there. I'm digging out the edges, and then from there I'll move this big pile of mud to another part of the site. Second day. It's going well. Digger's still good. This is where the tiny house trailer is going to go. It should fit 2.5 meters by 6. Yeah, once I've cleared it all, I'll try and level it, but I'm definitely going to need some kind of like wood to walk on because it's just so muddy. But yeah, it's going well. Got some pizza left over from last night. But yeah. Ta-da! Space is now cleared, so all I'm waiting for is my tiny house. Luckily it's not going to be here for the next 2 months, so that'll give the ground a chance to settle. And yeah, so that's pretty much it really, just waiting. But now I can draw up the plans and see what I need. But yeah, the space has now been prepped.